The Box, Part 3. Naina lived a simple life. Her biggest indulgence was a yearly hair trim on her birthday. Every November 11th, she went to the Urban Nirvana on Market Street and booked with Carolyn at 12:15 p.m. Afterwards, she popped into Café Framboise and ordered a croque monsieur with a side salad and a slice of opera to take away. At home, she took out one candle and sang herself happy birthday. It was her yearly ritual. She no longer made a wish when she blew out the candle. She had spent many years wishing for her mother to come back to her, and it never worked. Even Naina wasn't naive enough to accept there was no coming back from the dead. Her mother had joined the 1,700 other souls who found their death by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Naina was pleased that the box of 24 candles she bought at Harris Teeter when she moved to Charleston had lasted this long. She liked items with a long shelf life. Her father called her on her birthday. It was one of the few times a year they spoke. Naina took the day off from work if it wasn't a weekend so that she wouldn't have to worry about missing the phone call. She hated that her father didn't tell her in advance what time he would reach out. It was the only day in the year she kept her phone in her hand, making her feel as normal as everyone around her. She glanced at the screen every time she heard a beep or a buzzing, even though she set a special ringtone for her father. The conversation was brief. He wished her happy birthday and asked after her work and health, and confirmed she still received the $2,000 monthly deposit to cover her rent and utilities. If it hadn't been for that recurring wire, her receptionist salary would not have allowed her to live in the heart of downtown. Naina's father had secured the lease when Naina enrolled at the College of Charleston, reasoning she needed her own space. After graduation, she stayed on. Neither had questioned why he continued to pay the rent when her salary couldn't afford it, or why she didn't get a place that was more affordable, or why she didn't seek a higher paying job. Naina avoided questioning her father because when she had done so in the past, it led to life-altering results. He resorted to a change of environment, as if that alone would provide a solution. In Naina's experience, it never did. When she asked how she would live without her mother, her father sent her to boarding school. Naina didn't know if it had been her father's decision to send her to Linden Hall for Girls in Lititz, Pennsylvania, or if he had done it under her stepmother's insistence. What was clear was that she wasn't wanted. They shipped her off without a thought. When Naina asked her father how to get people to like her, her father had sent her to Aspen Hall. That was how she ended up in Charleston, South Carolina. When she asked how to make friends, he arranged for her to live with a boarder whom she stayed with until she moved into her current apartment. Naina went to and from school and only attended school-related activities. She didn't go out for any other reason. She kept to herself. Even in the boarder's house, she only came out of her room to eat meals. She didn't make any friends, but Naina learned there was no point telling her father. She knew he would never ask her to come back to live with them. Home was something she would need to create for herself. Naina was afraid that if she asked her father about a new job, he would make her move again, or worse yet, he would stop paying her rent. Naina craved her father. Her only solace was seeing his name appear in her monthly bank statement. During this yearly phone call on her birthday, Naina asked after her father and his health, and with a quick tightening of the jaw, she asked after her stepmother. The last time she had spoken to her was the last time she had visited them in Marin, California. That had been over 4 years ago. Her stepmother had criticized her for something Naina could no longer remember. Instead of arguing back, she kept to herself in the guest room until it was time to fly back to Charleston. Naina hadn't had a room at her father's house, and she had been shipped off to boarding school at the age of 11.